Hey everybody, today I'm going to use the voice function within ChatGPT to ask it about the future of AI and what this entails. At least clear to some extent worries that I have that I'll probably continue to have. I imagine you're having and you'll continue to have as well. And I want to know what it thinks on whatever data and brain it's using, what the future might look like with AI and how we can adapt to it, and live in the world that will be then. And I thought I'd also record it because I'm curious to know what it's going to say. And I thought maybe if I share it with you, you might also find it helpful. So let's give it a shot.
I want to have a conversation with you about what the future might entail with AI.
Oh, that's a fascinating topic. There's a lot to unpack there. We could talk about AI in healthcare, automation, creativity, ethics, you name it. What aspect are you most curious about?
I think there's a lot of worries, including myself, by the way, about what the advancements in AI and automation would mean to me, a human, working the job that I work and like what even job would there be. But with that being said, I want to start off with what do you think in, let's say, practically and generally speaking, what would the future look like compared to now in terms of jobs?
Yeah, it's definitely a big question on a lot of people's minds. In the future, I think we'll see AI automating a lot of repetitive tasks, which can free us up from creative and strategic roles. I think jobs that require emotional intelligence, complex problem solving, and human creativity will be in higher demand. So it might shift the nature of work, but it won't necessarily mean a lack of opportunities. It'll just be different.
Maybe you even envision the maybe it's not a social structure, maybe the economic structure to be different because right now you are
Definitely.
okay. Sorry, maybe interrupted you, but I imagine the structure to be maybe different because right now we get compensated for the jobs that we do, the work that we do, and we get compensated based on the value that we bring to the market. Maybe you have it a different perception of what it could be like.
Oh, absolutely. I think as AI takes over more of the routine tasks, the value we bring will likely be more about our unique human skills like creativity, empathy, and strategic thinking. So the compensation might shift towards those areas. It could also lead to more flexible work structures and maybe even new forms of compensation that we haven't thought of yet. It's an exciting possibility.
That was an interesting slip up in how they pronounce it, but yeah, of course, still very impressive by the way. Model itself, right? Let's continue. Are there jobs do you think that will be eliminated?
Yeah, there will definitely be some jobs that become less in demand or even phased out. Roles that are highly repetitive and predictable, like certain data entry jobs, basic customer service tasks, and even some manufacturing roles could be affected. But on the flip side, that also means new jobs will eventually take their place. So it's more about adapting and evolving.
How do you suggest for us to adapt to what's to come? What is the best thing for us humans who are doing the jobs to do right now to prepare?
I think the best approach is to focus on lifelong learning and adaptability. So building skills that are uniquely human, like creativity, critical thinking, emotional intelligence, and also getting comfortable with technology. Upskilling in areas like data literacy, digital tools, and even just being open to new ways of working can make a huge difference. And also just staying curious and flexible is key.
I'd like to mention some specific cases and specific examples of how you think we should prepare to make sure that we don't stay jobless in the future. Like in the future, it might be even next year or the year after that. I don't know. But let's say whenever this AI revolution fully takes place.
Absolutely. For example, in sales, one key adaptation would be to focus on building strong relationships and trust with clients, because that's something AI can't replicate easily. You can also learn data analysis skills to interpret trends and provide insights that AI might not see. In content creation, learning how to tell compelling stories and connect emotionally with your audience is super valuable. And on a broader scale, being open to reskilling opportunities like online courses in tech, project management, or even AI itself will help you stay ahead of the curve.
Any specific kinds of courses that you think are very useful and very relevant for someone who is not as digitally, let's say, knowledgeable at this point, not let's say as up to speed? What courses would you recommend, specific ones to take?
Absolutely. For someone who's just getting started, I'd recommend some foundational courses in digital literacy, like basic coding, maybe Python, which is pretty beginner friendly. Data analysis courses are super useful, like learning Excel or even more advanced tools like Tableau. Project management courses like those in Agile or Scrum can be very handy. And then, of course, any courses on AI fundamentals, even just introductory stuff, can be a great start.
What are the specific jobs, like we're talking about titles, that you think won't be replaceable and will be in a very high demand?
There are definitely a few roles that are likely to stay in high demand. For instance, healthcare professionals like doctors, nurses, and mental health counselors, because the human touch is irreplaceable. Also, roles in the creative fields like artists, writers, and designers will continue to be in demand. Then there's also roles in strategic leadership, like CEOs and other executive positions, and tech specialists like AI ethicists and cybersecurity experts, because those areas are only going to grow.
I'll be honest, I'm doubting about some of the titles that you mentioned, because right now there's, let's say, I don't think that let's say the high level professionals are at risk, but in writing and in design, what is already available to do with Gen AI, it's quite seems like a quite threatening level of capability that might be there quite soon. So are you sure those are the kind of jobs that will be still available and accessible to work in?
You raise a great point. AI is definitely making huge strides in creative fields, and it's a valid concern. I think the difference will come down to the uniquely human touch, like deep emotional intelligence, the ability to understand complex human experiences, and the capacity for truly original thought. That said, roles in creative fields might evolve. Think of it more like a collaboration with AI, where your unique perspective and creativity are the key differentiators. So it's about adapting and embracing the tools rather than being replaced by them.
How would you embrace the tools? Maybe we can. I think what a common. Okay, let's say with the same jobs that you said that are not going to replace, but now I'm saying that they might be, let's say, for writing. How would a writer adapt and be still irreplaceable a couple years from now, when AI probably will be even more advanced?
That's a really thoughtful question. I think for writers, the key is to focus on what makes human storytelling unique. So embracing AI tools can mean using them to handle repetitive tasks like basic editing or data-driven content, and then really honing in on your own voice, your personal experiences, and your unique perspective. Also, building a strong personal brand and engaging with your audience in authentic ways will keep you irreplaceable. And of course, continuous learning and adapting to new tools will help you stay ahead of the curve.
I'm gonna go a little bit on a different topic right now, but in when the let's say, AI skill set becomes more and more distinct, and as you said, you need to adapt or you get replaced, then obviously there will be a significant portion of people who will not be able to adapt and won't adapt. And what do you think would happen to them? Would they be jobless?
It's definitely a challenging reality that some people might find it hard to adapt, and it's a concern many share. I think society will have to step in with more robust safety nets like retraining programs and lifelong learning opportunities. There may also be a shift in the types of jobs available with more emphasis on human-centric roles that AI can't replicate. It's a bit of a societal challenge, but I think with the right policies and support systems, we can help everyone transition as good as possible.
You're saying a lot about there being a human-centric roles that won't be replaceable. Yet there's obviously me talking to you right now. You feel like a human. Like, why would AI just not be able to replace that human touch? Like, why do you think there's this connection that would even lack there? I'm not convinced that these people will be bound a place that they're also satisfied with.
I totally get where you're coming from. AI is getting increasingly sophisticated, and it can simulate human interaction to a degree. But I think there's a deeper level of emotional intelligence, genuine empathy, and complex human experiences that are tough for AI to fully replicate. Plus, there's the element of creativity and the unique human perspective that we bring to the table. So while AI will definitely change the landscape, I do believe there'll still be a space for humans to shine in ways that AI can't. It's definitely an evolving conversation, though.
I'm sorry, but you've hit the daily limit for advanced voice.
All right. That was it, guys.
Yeah, quick reflection. I guess there were definitely a lot of rails that were there when we were talking with it. And it was obviously very smooth, very convincing. Felt almost like talking to a human. I'd say it was like if Google was a person. That's what it feels like, talking with an entity that speaks like a human. That was fascinating. It gave very general answers that are politically correct. Didn't really dive into details too much. And yeah, there's a chance we might want to challenge it even more, I guess, next time to push the answers even further than that, more elaborate ones. I hope you enjoyed. I hope this was to some extent useful for you. I was maybe expecting more elaborate answers, but that probably means I need to ask better questions, more specific questions to get more specific answers, right? I guess I could try that next time. What do you think? Have you tried this before? Let me know in the comments. Is there something that I did wrong that could have led to a different outcome, a more useful outcome maybe? So I'm curious, what are your thoughts as well? For now, enjoy. Watch this video next. I don't know which it's gonna be on. And yeah, welcome to the channel. See you around.